Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I am coming to you looking a hot mess because isn't that the point of a get ready with me? I mean, maybe not. Some of the girlies come on already halfway done, but this is real life over here, okay? So yeah, I'm going to be transforming myself, getting ready for my day as we chit chat. And today I'm actually chatting about a requested topic. I get comments on this all the time, and that is how to make/maintain friendships as an adult. And I take that as a huge compliment because that means that you guys see the value in my circle and you see how much I pour into the people in my life and you see how much I receive from the people in my life, and that to me is a huge compliment. So I get asked for tips all the time, and I don't necessarily think it's a bad faith question. I just honestly think that you already know what to do. You already know what it is. To be honest, you just don't want to hear it. So I'm here to tell you what it is. I think what throws people off is the word friendship. So let's define what a friendship is, at least to most of us, right? To most of us, a friendship is a platonic relationship. I want you to repeat that word with me. A platonic what? One more time. A platonic what? Right. And we as women already know what it takes to maintain a relationship. The removal of sex does not change that. It's still a relationship. I hear women give marital advice all the time, and the first thing that they say is, marriage takes work. So they know that work is needed to maintain a relationship. For some reason, when it comes to the women in our life, we want to put in the least amount of work. I think the reason why we hold our friendships to a different standard is that that's what we're taught to do, to be honest, especially I would say millennials and older. We really need to decolonize our minds from this message that we've been sold. Number one, that romantic relationships are the end all be all, the pinnacle, the ultimate goal in life. And I totally understand that companionship is a basic human need and we all want and require it. But that does come in many forms. For millennials and older, we didn't grow up with Brave. You know, Brave, this fearless princess who was rugged and messy haired and whose storyline didn't revolve around a romantic interest. We grew up with Snow White and Cinderella and Sleeping Beauty. These dainty, beautiful princesses whose entire stories revolved around finding a man and whose lives greatly improved once they were rescued by a man. And that's been ingrained in us since we were children. The other thing that we have to let go of is the very Western Americanized idea that the nuclear family is the most ideal family or most ideal household. And again, that's something that has also been ingrained in us based on our shows that we grew up watching, you know, our cultural shows too, like Fresh Prince, obviously, Uncle Phil and Aunt Viv, you know. Family Matters with Carl and what was his wife's name? Henrietta, I think. Like these beautiful married couples who, don't get me wrong, is very important to see, especially in Black culture, right? And who obviously we all love and adored. But it's just the fact that these relationships were the only ones that were considered ideal or the only ones that were idolized. The other types that were shown on TV were made a mockery of, you know? We all loved girlfriends and we all loved living single, but their entire goal, the point of their journey in the show was to leave the household they were in. Like there was no importance put on the household as is. Shows like Golden Girls, that is a beautiful living arrangement in my opinion. However, it's also an arrangement that was constantly mocked. Three's Company, I know I'm aging myself greatly, but Three's Company, I mean, it was seen as absurd. But for me personally, you guys know that I'm not American. I was raised in an immigrant household, a Jamaican household, And so for me, it was quite common to be in the house with my married parents. So, you know, a 2-parent household that also housed cousins and aunts and adult siblings and extended family beyond the nuclear unit. And we all use the phrase when somebody is having a new baby that it takes a village. But are we really thinking about where that phrase came from or what it means? Like, what is this village that we speak of? Are we actively cultivating a village, or are we just using that word passively to mean a mother, father, siblings, and a dog and a picket fence? Because I'm pretty sure that it came from an African proverb that literally meant village. Like, it included a village of people, of extended families, of elders, of religious leaders, of, you know, the whole shebang. So again, very, very normal for me growing up to have my village in my house. That's something that my mom instilled in me. And it wasn't until I adapted it into my own life that I started being ridiculed online. So you guys know that my first home I purchased was a condo. And when I purchased that, my then at the time boyfriend moved in. That was not a problem. That's seen as normal. And then we got married and we upgraded to a larger house. That was not a problem. That was seen as normal. And then my adult niece moved in. And that's when the ridiculing began. Don't you and your husband plan on starting a family? That's weird. Aren't you an adult? Why are you moving your niece in? That's weird to have other people living in your house. Aren't you a married woman? And for the most part, I ignored it because, again, completely normal for me. At the end of the day, we were all, and I use the term immigrants loosely, but we all came from somewhere at some point. This idea of the nuclear family was sold to us, right? So that's step number one, is to decolonize your mind from that mindset. Because if you don't, you will never truly value your platonic relationships. And without truly valuing your platonic relationships, you're not going to put in the actual effort required to cultivate those. I find it to be very natural and very normal amongst most immigrant households, like South Asian households, Asian households, African households, and Caribbean households alike, to not just focus on necessarily the nuclear family. Like, it's not the end all be all. It's not seen as a failure. So it's just some food for thought to think about why we all, without skipping a beat, tote the proverb, it takes a village, but then the village is ridiculed. Once you're able to wrap your minds around the fact that friendships are just as valuable as romantic relationships, then you can move on to actually cultivating and nurturing your friendships, your platonic relationships in your life. We all know about love languages now. It's all anybody talks about when discussing romantic relationships. But guess what? Even if you're not in a romantic relationship, you still have love languages. They don't go away when you're single. Hello. I show love through acts of service and through gift giving. But is that how my people receive love? You know, I know for Keisha loves quality time. She's a very busy person. She also prioritizes all of her relationships, romantic, platonic, as well as familial. And because of that, she's very busy. She stretches herself to make sure that she maintains all of these. So I'll make sure I organize a dedicated date day for the household. Also, acts of service. Why are you creeping around? I was just talking about you.
Me?
Yeah, come say hi.
That's so cute.
The quitters, guys. Tell them your love languages.
Oh my god. Okay, wait. I feel like it's kind of all of them.
Okay.
But
okay, give me your top two.
Acts of service.
Mm-hmm.
Words of affirmation. What did you say mine were?
I said your quality time.
Yeah.
And acts of service.
Yeah, that's what I said first, right? Acts of
service.
service.
Said acts of service first. Yeah. So.
Because like if you take something off my plate for me, that's so nice.
Right? Oh, I like your hoodie.
Oh, thanks.
All that to say, it's just as important to know your partner's love languages as it is to know your people's love languages, your village. Especially if you're saying that you value your friendships and your platonic relationships equally, then you want to make sure that you're putting equal effort. And that's going to be controversial to some people. Believe me, I've gotten literally attacked for it. When my ex-husband initially abandoned me and I started sharing parts of that journey online, and my audience saw how much my tribe, my village, my people rallied around me and how much they did for me, a lot of people began to speculate. A lot of people couldn't wrap their minds around the fact that you could be there for somebody without an exchange of sex, which was very sad. I feel so sorry for the people who have not experienced that type of love without an expectation of, a sexual favor in return. It's sad. I don't know. But I guarantee you that those are the same people that don't prioritize their friendships like that. Yeah, it was very disheartening to read all those comments, not because I took it to heart or I was offended, because I definitely wasn't. I love my little circle, my little bubble, but it was very disheartening to read just because I just felt sad for those people. Maybe I'm just a considerate person. I don't know, but I think about my friends the same way I would think about a partner. When's the last time you cooked for your partner? Now, when's the last time you cooked for your friends? When's the last time you surprised your partner with lunch at their work or at their job? And when's the last time you surprised your friend or popped up at your friend's work with coffee or lunch? And I know that all has to do with cultivating and maintaining relationships, whether they're romantic or not. But I do also get the question about making friends, because a lot of women contact me and say, I wish I had what you had. I don't have those relationships and I'm just not sure how to connect with people now at this age. I'm in my 30s or I'm in my 40s, etc. Y'all not going to want to hear this, but it's the same. It's the same, because when we are ready to date, we know what it takes, okay? We're on the apps, we're swiping left, we're swiping right. We will put ourselves together, we'll dress up. We will go to bars, we'll go to events, we'll go to clubs. We will date with intention of finding a romantic partner. I'm so sorry to break the news to you guys, it doesn't change. You still have to date with intention of finding a platonic partner. That's the only difference, is that the relationship you're looking for is different, but the steps you take to get it are the same. Believe it or not, there are friendship groups and friendship apps out there that you can use to look for platonic relationships. A lot of people will say, well, that sounds weird. Does it sound any more weird than looking for somebody to sleep with on an app? You're in a singles group on Facebook, look for a single mothers group on Facebook, or a single and child free group on Facebook, or a plant mom group on Facebook, or whatever it is that you're into. I see women say, oh, you should go to hotel bars to meet potential mates, because that's where like rich suitors would be hanging out. And that's fine. But think about where the girls you'd want to hang out with would be. Like, what do you like to do? Are you a brunch girly? Get dressed, girl. Put on your makeup and go to brunch. Do you like physical activities? Go do that. Find a hiking group, a bowling league, whatever it is. My point is, the same way you hear people say, oh, you can't expect to meet a man if all you do is sit at home. Well, the same goes for friends. You can't expect to make friends if all you do is sit at home. Albeit, I'll add a little asterisk. If sitting at home is your pastime, such as me, then maybe it could work, okay? Because I have actually made friends sitting at home, because one of my interests is YouTube. And so I've been able to connect with other YouTubers while being at home, but that's a whole nother story. All right, let me pop on my lashes and come back with my final thoughts. I'm trying to decide if I want to do wig or no wig today. I do have a new wig to show you guys, so maybe I will come back with a wig today. So give me 1 second. Okay, this is my new and improved blow dry wig, because y'all have been asking me for a minute for a headband wig. So I revamped it, brought it back as a headband wig, and added some cute little curls at the ends. Let me know what you think. So to sum it up, decolonize your minds. Understand that romantic and nuclear families are not the only acceptable families. And actively nurture your relationships, all of them, equally. Those are my tips. And I know a lot of people are gonna say, well, Toni, I'm married, I have 3 kids, I work full time, I run my own business, and that's fine. This video is simply not for you. This video is just for those people who needed to hear it. You will prioritize what's important to you. And if friendships are not important to you right now at this stage in your life, then that's fine. Come back to this video at a later date. But please remember, life waits for no one. So love each other, and we, especially as Black women, deserve love. Thanks so much for getting ready with me, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.